Well, let me tell you something, Bay Era. This is not only a safe place to rant about film grain and chromatic aberration. These are the headquarters for that cause. So I mean, I'm just going live. I need to change the strings of my guitar. So I thought, well, it's gonna take me some time. I can do a live stream. It has been a long time since I did a live stream on this channel. Man, the guitar is consuming all my time. I'm studying very hard. I have calluses on my fingers, but I'm playing. I feel like my technique is going up and I'm gonna be able to play better than ever. So I have to keep working. But of course, there's more content coming on the channel, okay? Also, there's a lot of companies that have reached out for sponsored videos. A lot. Like if I say yes to all the companies that have reached out for sponsored videos, yes, I could initially make a lot of money, but it's gonna kill the channel. I cannot just release a sponsored video and then another one, then another, because then what is my channel about? About random products. I have seen a lot of YouTube channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and they get no views because they kill their channel with a sponsored crap. So I have to be careful about it. I will do some videos though. We need a lot of support, okay? Because I want to do things. For example, of course, I need that S95F content. I need that. I wanted that. So we need money for that to get the S95F. Also, it seems like someone is going to send me a 9800X3D CPU. Okay. Now that means building a new PC, because the CPU doesn't play by itself. Okay, it needs a motherboard, RAM. I need another case. Yeah, and a cooler, another cooler. So I'm gonna reach out to MSI to see if they can help me with that. I don't think they have RAM though, so I'm gonna have to buy the RAM at least. But let's see if they can send me the case, the motherboard, and the CPU cooler. I think they could do that. That would be amazing. It's gonna save me a lot of money. And then once I have two PCs, I can actually do a live streams and analyze the performance of the games without losing performance because I'm doing the live stream. Because the second PC, I would be using the capture card, which I already bought. I have a capture card, 4K 60 HDR. You cannot even do 4K 60 HDR on YouTube live, but I can do 1440p HDR. And the performance would not be affected at all because I have a second PC for the streaming. So that's gonna be a new kind of content that I can do. I can give you I can show you exactly the performance of a game without losing performance because of the live stream. So that second PC is gonna be great for that. So yeah, let's see how things go. How's it going, Bay Era? Roderick, how's it going? Keep the Kuro alive. I mean, I have the Kuro in front of me. Actually, I have been using this Pioneer Kuro a lot. And let me tell you, I think that, well, main reason is the Kuro sound is amazing. And right now, because I'm playing the guitar and listening to music and just regular content, sound is very important. This Pioneer Kuro sound is so much better than any of these Samsung QD OLED TVs. It's not even close. Of course, if you want the best of the best, you get your separate sound system. But I mean, this Pioneer Kuro has like 2 sound bars on the side. It's just incredible. And the thing that I have noticed is when you have the TV in a space that is more convenient, you're gonna use it more. And that's why I've been using more the Pioneer cooler than the QD OLEDs. Because right now it is in a space that is more comfortable to me to play the guitar. I have some, it's like a better space than the completely dark room, absolutely perfect cave that I have for the QD OLED. So I think it's important to find a sweet spot for your TV, man, so you can enjoy it. What's up, Xerox? And George, how's it going? It's my day off. I don't see it because I have the dollar sign right there. I just saw your live. Let's go. Your day off, man. Just enjoy. I was playing yesterday. Hell is Us. I'm liking that game. It's giving me like old school vibes. More minimalistic, closed environment, but no, no map, no object. Actually, there is a map. When you're using the transport, you can use a map and then select where you want to go. But the game doesn't tell you where to go or what to do, and I like that a lot. Now, yesterday I was a little bit disappointed. I'm gonna stream that game probably today at night or maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna stream that game. I'll do a live stream and I'll play it a little bit. One thing I didn't like yesterday is that this is a small studio, because they were using the same level with different enemies, and I went through that for a second time because basically that level was like a puzzle, and I finished that puzzle before. So I'm like, okay, new enemies, maybe there's something new here. And there was nothing there. And the enemies, they were just a lot harder. So after all the stroll, I got nothing. So I was like, oh man, this is not good. You have to reward me if I do something again and it's a lot harder. It is no rewards. That's not good. Yeah. So the 9800 X3, there is someone who said he was gonna send it to me. Now it has been like 2 weeks, and I asked him, hey, how's it going? Is it still coming? And he was like, yeah, I was out of town. I didn't have the chance, but I'll send it to you. So it'll be incredible. That's hard to believe that someone's gonna send you a 9800 X3D, almost the best gaming CPU in the world. But he said he got the 9950 X3D, I think it is. So yeah, he just wanted to support the channel. It would be great for the channel. It would be basically, if I build a second PC, first of all, that is content by itself, because I'm just gonna maybe do a live stream and build a second PC, make videos about it. If, for example, if MSI sends me a new case that is different, with a motherboard, with all of that, I'm gonna make videos about that, of course. But not only that, once I have a second PC, I have a new content that I can do, because I can benchmark the games. I will not lose any performance because I'm recording. Because I cannot record with a single PC and tell you, oh, here's the performance. Because I'm losing frames because I'm recording big time, especially for the CPU. So it's just gonna it's gonna open a new content for the channel. I check out, by the way, see that? Let me highlight the comments. I forgot I can do this. Actually, I check out the TCL Q10M, and based on the performance on paper, basically, it seems to be better than the Hisense UX. It's RGB mini LED, 9,000 nits, so that's higher than the Hisense. That's what they are advertising. So maybe it could be up to 10,000 nits or beyond, because sometimes they advertise below what it can actually do, or maybe it can do less than that. But they are advertising 100% BT2020. Okay. Now, the Hisense UX was advertising 95% BT2020, and it's actually like 91, 92. So I think those numbers are inflated. I don't think it's going to measure 100% BT2020. I don't think that's going to happen. But if just looking at it, it seems like it has a higher color saturation than the Hisense UX. When you look at them side by side, there's a video that I check. It looks brighter and more colorful than the Hisense. And not only that, it has significantly more dimming zones, and it can get bigger too. So I think it was, I forgot, 16 or 17,000 dimming zones, 16,800 dimming zones or something like that. I don't remember. You can Google that real quick and you can find it. So a lot more dimming zones. The Hisense UX, I think it was like 4,000 dimming zones, or a little bit more, over 4,000, based on the Linus Tech Tips video, if I remember correctly. So that's a lot better. So it's just better in every single way. It's brighter. It can get bigger too. No, bigger. No, it was like 115 point something, about the same as the Hisense UX, but there are smaller sizes too. So yeah, very excited, man. I really like, I did this video basically complaining about this idea that OLED is gonna die because of RGB mini LED. That's nonsense, man. That's total nonsense. That's not gonna be better for gaming. You're not gonna get, better than 500 hertz, QD OLED monitors. Hopefully that comes to TVs. Also, Samsung is gonna have these 5K monitors coming. So I imagine in the near future, 55-inch plus 5K, 500 hertz or 240, let's say, it's gonna take a long time for them to let you have that. But I mean, if they sell right now 5K, 77-inch, 500 hertz, that's like almost QD OLED. That's like an almost end game display. I mean, it can get a lot better, but that's gonna be so good already. So RGB mini LED is not going to come even close to that. The only thing that's gonna have better is full screen brightness. That's it. The color gamut difference, yeah, it's gonna have more color volume because it's brighter, but it's not. QD OLED is gonna get brighter too, so I don't think it's gonna kill. There's no way RGB mini LED is gonna kill QD OLED. It's still gonna have a lot of issues. Living the dream, man. I'm living the dream. Let me show you. I am about to change the strings for my guitar. Let me show you. Here's the problem I have to deal with right now. I'm gonna show you. Look, I have to figure out which strings am I going to use for my guitar now. The strings are old. So should I use these polish strings? These polished strings are very expensive. It's like for recording and all of that. So the polished basses, they don't make as much noise when you move. They don't do like, so you can play very clean with it. Of course, I'm not gonna use these. I'm gonna save them for recording. I think what I'm gonna use is, I'm just gonna replace the basses with these flamenco basses, because I'm practicing right now a piece from Paco de Lucia. So I'm gonna change only the last three basses. But I have a bunch of strings. So basically I bought all the strings, all the different kinds of strings to try them all the kind of technologies, titanium, carbon fiber, of course, nylon, different kinds of nylons, and the bases from different materials. And I'll be trying all of them. And at the end, I will know which one is the best, which one is the one that I like the most. In Cuba, there was no store where you could go and buy these strings. This didn't exist. So you had to buy them in the black market from people who brought them from Mexico or the US even. So I'm gonna use these strings, change them. So while I do that, I'm gonna read the comments and we're gonna have a chat. Let me remove the tension of the strings. Here, I'm very happy with the removal of a matte finish on the Samsung G60 SD. Thank you for motivating me into that. My friend's monitors looks like garbage in comparison. And let me tell you, like I haven't received a single comment from anyone telling me I removed the matte of my QD OLED and I ruined it. It looks terrible right now. That's all the opposite. Like everyone is just like, oh, this is so much better. I'm blown away. What a difference. Samsung is just ruining all the displays, man. Even the RGB mini LED from Samsung, they put a matte finish on that thing. Why would you do that? Almost a very expensive TV. We're talking about $25,000 or at least $20,000 plus. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you put a matte finish on a premium display? It's just nonsense. There's a chance Unreal Engine stutters become less annoying with the 9800X3D. Oh, it has to. I mean, the 9800X3 has to smooth out everything. It has to. I mean, but the thing is, it will never be perfect. If the game is trash, it will stay trash. But it has to improve things. In some games, it's not gonna make a difference. For example, I was playing yesterday, Hell is Us, on Unreal Engine 5. It doesn't look bad. It looks good, actually, and it doesn't stutter badly. I mean, it's Unreal Engine. It will stutter a little bit, but it was not terrible. I had a good time, but it's too demanding. It's just too demanding. So what I'm using with a 5090 frame generation to get 144 frames, because when using VRR, I was getting VRR flickering because of the performance or the hiccups or whatever reason. And that game, sometimes it goes to the darkness and you see that VRR flickering. So what I did was, okay, turn off VRR, use frame generation, and get a 144 frames locked. And it's not bad at all. When it comes to input lag, it's okay. You know, you're getting like 72 frames per second by 2. So I'm using frame generation by 2. And it was playing well. But I can see the issues in motion. When you have fine details and you move, you see that it breaks. It breaks. A frame generation breaks. So I'm like, it looks great. The resolution is very high. DLSS quality with frame generation with a 5090. That doesn't make any sense, bro. It just doesn't make any sense. That you have to go that far just to get 144 with a 5090. That should be easy without frame generation, without DLSS, just 4K, 144 FPS locked. It should be easy. Definitely with the way the game looks. But yeah, I was using it. It was a good experience, but it's just not good enough. So on that game, my point is, if I'm gonna use frame generation, because the 5090 cannot give me 144 FPS, then in that case, the 9800X3 is not gonna make any difference, because with frame generation, actually, my CPU can give me those 72 frames per second. So in some cases, I will not see any difference, but in some cases, I would definitely see a difference. I've seen many games where the 5090 is not even close to 100%. So it gets. I've seen CPU bottlenecks, and especially with my monitor, especially with the 360 hertz monitor, I cannot. Like in most games, I get CPU bottleneck heavily if I want to get over 200 frames consistently, and over 240 frames on that monitor is such an amazing experience. It's incredible. So once I have the 9800X3D, that's gonna let me use that monitor more. And I want to also get the 500 hertz QD OLED monitor. MSI said they were gonna send it to me, but there was a long list of reviewers that were basically getting the same monitor. They finished the review and then they send it to the next reviewer, like so. So let's see. By the way, TCL, I have a sponsored video. So it says TCL is 100%, Hisense is 97%. Okay. So I thought they said 95, but that's okay. So they're claiming it's a little bit higher. At least on the video that I saw, it was looking more colorful. The TCL was looking more colorful. So I was gonna say TCL sent me a product for a sponsored video. So I have another company that sent me 2 products too. So I have 3 sponsored videos in the works. That's gonna help a lot. Okay, they're paying me a lot because basically they've been trying to reach out to me and sending me emails that I've been like, no. Trying to basically price myself out, and they're like, yes, okay, whatever you say, we're gonna pay that. I mean, not that much, but you get the idea. They're gonna pay me very well for those videos. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll take it. I already have the products, so I am trying to use them for a while. They want me to release the video. I'm like, oh, I need to use them for a while to know. It's a sponsored video, so I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna try to sell the products. They are paying me for that. But for me to sell the product, I need to actually know what the product is good. So what is the highlight? So what is it doing for me? Why would I recommend it? So even if it's a sponsored video, I still need to really know, to really use it. Just reading a paper and it's not. I guess there's a lot of reviewers that do that. They just receive the product. Okay, what do I have to say? This? Okay, let's go. I'm not gonna say anything bad because they're paying me, but I still need to use it to know how to sell it. When are we flashing another BIOS? I'm gonna do the MSI firmware update, the monitor. There was a firmware update video. So I'm gonna make a video about it. Honestly, I found the method with the camera on the TV to be a good solution. It has much more charm than everyone on YouTube who captures the game directly via the capture card. You're right. Like people actually prefer that. The videos that I do with in front of the TV, they get more views than if I do it from the PC. But I can do a live stream with high quality. I cannot do that with the phone because the live stream with the phone is low resolution. So when I do a live stream, I can show you in real time with high quality what's going on. So it's a different kind of content. But you're right, I can just record a video. Hopefully MSI can send you an AIO RAM. Do they have RAM? I don't think they have RAM. I don't remember seeing MSI RAM. But maybe they can. I'm gonna ask them for sure. I find that very boring these days. I find that very boring these days. The way you always do it with a camera on your TV is explaining things. The quality is always top notch. That's why I like watching it here. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it is true that that's what everyone does. So I do it differently. Thank you very much. Oh, it's hard to see the comments with this thing. Let me see if I can reduce the size of this UI here. You get the comments here. They look so. Let me see. Trying to see the comments better. Okay, we'll figure it out next time. So MSI have some of the best RAM. Okay. Okay, well, didn't know that. I didn't know that. Let me tell you something. Sometimes people might think that because I make videos about the new stuff that is coming, people might think that, oh, you're never satisfied, right? And it's all the opposite because I am so, happy and excited with what I have. Of course, what I have is amazing. So I do not need anything really. But I have a YouTube channel and I do get excited about the new stuff and about the future. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, what I don't think is healthy is you have all this stuff and every day you are, craving. Like you cannot be happy unless you get your new whatever, Be happy with what you have, and then it's okay to be excited about the new stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So yeah. What do you have any good idea on how one could increase peak brightness over 2000 nits in No Man's Sky or Horizon Forbidden West by default? Both games max out at 1000 and 1500 nits. See if there is a Reno DX. So that's the first thing you should try. See if there is a specific Reno DX mod for those games. Otherwise, with Reno DX, you can do it yourself. That's why I want to learn how to mod with Reno DX. But it's not that difficult to do that only. It's actually very easy. I could do that right now with Reno DX. I don't need to learn anything else. So all I have to do is just set up the Reno DX environment, check out the live stream we did with Musa, where he walked me through the setup process, all the programs that you have to install, everything. So you can open the game and open Reshade add-on with Reno DX environment setup. And what you have to do is to find the shader that is responsible for the final output. You start searching from the bottom to the top. It's not very hard to find the shader that is responsible for the HDR. Sometimes it is, depends on the game. And the hardest thing is the games that have different shaders, that they change. Like you move through the world, let's say it's an open world, and when you, let's say you find the shader responsible for the HDR, then you move to a different zone and the shader is a different one. So you have to then find all the permutations of the same shader that does the same thing and change all of them. That's a lot harder, but many games, let's say, you're gonna find the shader that is responsible for that. And then all you have to do is decompile that shader so it can be read in HLSL. And then you can open ChatGPT and say, this shader is from a DirectX 12 or DirectX 11 game, and it is responsible for the HDR or the final output of the image or whatever. What I want to do is to change this code to increase the peak brightness from 10,000 from 1000 nits to whatever you want. And easily, ChatGPT is gonna find the line of code that is responsible for that, and it's gonna tell you the change. And all you have to do is literally copy and paste the code corrected by ChatGPT, and then all you have to do is to load that into the game with Reno DX. That's gonna work. I can do it right now. The only problem you might find is that the challenge might be to decompile the shader. Sometimes the decompiler that I got was not working for some games. So there's always like an updated version, or yeah, it might be a challenge. Some games you might not be able to decompile the shader. There's an issue with that. But if you can decompile the shader, everything else for that is gonna be easy. Now the other thing you can do, which is a lot easier, is just use Lilium HDR tone mapping and then play around with it, and you can increase the brightness like that. So right now I'm not gonna play anything. Like I'm trying to remove the string. So I'm gonna remove the string. When I put the string, I can play something. But right now, because I've been, so you have to understand, I've been trying to I have this YouTube channel, but I have been very busy all these years. The reason why I was able to grow this YouTube channel was because I just hit record, say whatever I want, and put it out there. See, I don't edit. I do not have a script. I have an idea sometimes of what I want to say, the core message that I want to share, whatever my opinion or whatever it is. But it's easier for me because I do it that way. But I've been busy. I've been trying to find, stability, to support my family, to support myself, to live here in the U.S. And so I've been very busy. I have not dedicated the time I was dedicating to the guitar in like 5 years. So well, finally, I do have some, stability and some time to study the guitar. And now is that I'm studying. So what I started was I started by changing and improving my technique. And I figured it out. I shared that. That's why I opened the YouTube channel with the guitar. And now what I'm trying to do is try to apply that to the old things that I already knew. But that's hard because when you learn something, your muscle memory is, you learn emotion, right? So now you find a better way to play. Now you have to kind of erase the habit that you had before and then change it for the new one. So that takes some time. So if I try to play right now, it's like the old technique fighting with the new one and things don't work well. So I'm in a process right now where I'm studying my old stuff and also trying to learn new things. So right now I'm not ready to play, give a concert or anything like that, but I can play something. I can play a scale or something you can see. And also you can check out the guitar channel. So we got here. I missed a lot of comments already. I'll go back to them. How's it going? Yeah, I've been practicing flamenco too. I'm learning from Paco de Lucia. Actually, I'm gonna put flamenco strings on my guitar. These flamenco strings are absolute garbage when it comes to the trebles. So I'm not gonna use the trebles. I'm gonna use these, and these are actually good. I like them. They sound flamenco. These last three, so I'm gonna use them. But yeah, I didn't know they kind of suck, so I bought it. The trebles kind of suck. Unfortunately, no Reno DX mod. Okay, so do it yourself. That's an easy one. That's an easy mod. Try yourself. That is a good motivation to learn how to do this. Very easy. Check out the live stream we did with Musa. Follow each program you have to install. It's gonna take you some time. But after you have the Reno DX environment set up, it's easy to, when you try a new game, you can just get it working immediately. So it's gonna take you that first time to install all the programs. So once the programs are installed and everything is set up, it's easy. And if all you wanna do is to increase the peak brightness of any game you want to be higher, you can do that very easily. And you don't even need to know how to program or anything. ChatGPT can do it for you. That's an easy one. I'm confident I can do that and you can do that without knowing anything, really. So HGIG back on the S90D, I have not updated the firmware update again, because why would I do that? If I know that there was an issue with the firmware removing HDIG, I'm not going to update the TV and mess it up. I'm going to wait until Samsung fixes that issue, because it is an issue and Samsung is aware of that. FOMO and Brian, they have spoken with some Samsung representative. They said that they are working on fixing that problem. So I'm gonna wait. Once it's fixed, I'm going to update the firmware and I'm going to report back. But I'm not gonna ruin my TV for no reason. Like, if I already know the update is gonna remove HDIG, I'm not gonna update Why would I do that? I don't want to ruin my TV like that for a while. So maybe, like I said on the video, I made a video about that. Maybe because of the settings that I am using on the service menu, it doesn't matter. Even if I update the firmware, maybe it's not going to make any difference because I am using a different gamma table that is not the default one. So when they make a change on the gamma or whatever EOTF tracking, it's going to be a change. Probably, this is my speculation. I haven't been able to test this, of course, but I guess it's not gonna. It's only gonna change the default gamma table, because why would they touch anything, any other thing? I am not using the default one, so maybe even if I install the firmware update, I'm not gonna see any changes. So what I would recommend you, if you're suffering the HGIG loss, try the settings that I share for my S90D, which is basically go to the service menu and change the movie gamma setting, change that to M9, and that's it. So the default is M12. It's not that it's not like a linear thing that the higher the number, the brighter or dimmer it is, or under tracking or over tracking, or bright or near black, whatever. It's, you have to test each one of those gamma tables. They are different from each other. And in my testing, the M9 gamma table looks the best. So that's what I use, and that's what I recommend. So if you do that, most likely you're not gonna suffer the Samsung mess, changing the gamma table. So my guitar channel is aerial guitar. Very simple, aerial guitar. Let me tell you, man, I'm very excited to have a YouTube channel that is growing with my guitar. That is something that I always wanted, of course, but to be successful on YouTube is next to impossible. Now, once you have an audience, all you have to do is to deliver. So once you have the attention, you have to, make sure you release a content that people want to see. But when you start from zero on YouTube, it just doesn't matter. The first videos you make, it doesn't matter how good they are. You can make the best video in the world and you get no views. 2 weeks, 0 views, okay, or 10 views, something like that. So to get notoriety on YouTube is next to impossible. And that channel, it's like it was like a 6-year-old channel that had like 4 or 5 videos, 60 subscribers. And I started uploading videos, and they started to do very well. I'm like, wow, I'm getting like 300 views, 400 or 500 views. That's a lot. I'm doing great. And then I make a video where I had this breakthrough, playing very fast because I figured out the technique. And that video blew up, like 30,000 plus views. So everyone saw that video basically, and it's a video where I am achieving something that is very hard to do, very hard to do. So basically now, many of the best guitarists in the world have seen my video, and they have reached out and they have given me encouragement and said, hey, you have what it takes. Keep it up. Keep working. Keep sharing your knowledge, the things that you. So basically, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Keep it up. And so, for you to have an idea, the kind of people that have reached out to me, let me explain you very simple. If you don't know about the guitar scene, basically. Paco de Lucia, for example, he's a flamenco guitarist. He is considered to be basically God playing the guitar. Okay, it doesn't get any better than that. Now, there is a super virtuoso, like a child prodigy, that plays all the Paco de Lucia music And sometimes, in my opinion, he plays better than Paco de Lucia himself. Better, okay? If that's even possible. Now, he commented in my video. So just try to wrap your head around that. He commented on my video, and he gave me words of encouragement. That's just mind-blowing, okay? That is just next level. He was on the first live stream that I did on that channel with 10 people watching on the chat. He was there. Just for whatever reason, you know, I deserve a moment of his attention. That is absolutely incredible. Like, for me, that is more important than having 3,000 people in the chat. Okay, that person is a prodigy. It's like one of the best guitarists ever to exist. And I deserve a moment of his attention. That is insane. So that is a huge motivation for me. His name is Grisha Goryachev. You can look him out on YouTube. He has many videos with over 1 million views. It's just absolutely like mind-blowing what he does, like next to impossible. So yeah, I'm very excited about it, man. Very excited to see that channel grow, see what happens. How did you become such a tech enthusiast coming from Cuba? Well, I wanted to be. See, I always wanted to have a gaming PC that was good. I beat Dark Souls 3 on a 720p monitor at 30 frames per second, 30 to 40 frames per second with a mouse. Okay, so imagine, and that was my first Souls-like game. I play Prince of Persia 1 and 2 on a Pentium 3, running like garbage. So I always wanted to have a good PC in Cuba, but it's impossible. So one of my dreams coming here to the US was to make money, to have a car, you know, to have a nice gaming PC. I mean, that was my dream. So that's why I'm enthusiastic about it. I am grateful, so grateful to have what I have, because it was a dream for me. And the thing you have to understand is people from Cuba, they dream about coming to the US, but it's a dream. Like, there's nothing you can do that is going to guarantee you can make it here to the US legally, like I did. I entered the US legally. I did everything right. And now I am an American citizen. That is like winning the lottery. Okay, that is winning the lottery. I am beyond happy, proud, you know, anything you can imagine, to be an American citizen, to have my family here in the US, you know, enjoying the abundance, the American dream. This country is absolutely amazing. I couldn't care less about what happens when it comes to the news or whatever. Don't care. Okay, I am happy, and I will always be happy here. This is the best country in the world. So I am a tech enthusiast because it's basically all this tech is like, this was my dream. Okay, these are all my dreams. So now I am going beyond my wildest dreams and playing with a 59 and a big QD OLED TV. Okay, and yeah, I have a car and everything that I want. Everything that I want. So yeah, that's why, you see, when companies reach out to me for sponsor and all of that, I'm like, I have everything that I want. I do this YouTube thing because I like it. So it is hard for them to buy me. Okay, if they pay enough money, I can make a sponsor video for sure. I'm not going to deny, you know, making more money. But the thing is, I already have everything that I need. I don't feel like I need anything else, really. But of course, money it's never enough. There are many things we can do. Ninja Gaiden 4, man, I'm not. The thing is, I was actually very positive about, excited about Ninja Gaiden, but the performance of the Ninja Gaiden remake is so bad, man. it is so ridiculously bad. And it shouldn't be that bad. It's an old game. Why would the performance be so terrible? So the new one, it might be a good game, but the performance is so bad. The thing is, when you get used to good quality, let's say you play your, I don't know, Horizon Zero Dawn, the original. For me, that looks amazing. Okay, they remaster it and they kind of ruin it by getting worse performance, but yeah, it does look better. That's still great. Uh, Now you play a new game that runs like garbage, let's say Borderlands 4 or something like that, and it's like, this is not the 5090 PC that I have. Okay, this is like going back to worse experience than what I was getting with the 3080, significantly worse. So some of these games feel like they downgrade your PC, and I don't like that. So for me, the game has to run fast. If it doesn't run fast, I don't care about it really. Like I don't want to play it. Not excited about it. It needs to be very, very, very good game for me to play it, or at least have a very nice, very fun combat or something like that. Like I like Rise of the Running, and it's just absolutely horrendous when it comes to a performance. So, but yeah, I'm gonna check it out for sure. But I don't think it's gonna be better than it's gonna be worse when it comes to performance. It's gonna be worse than the a Ninja Gaiden 2 remake or Black remake. So if it's worse than that, I'm not gonna play it. I didn't play. Look, I have still not played Black Myth Wukong because of the performance. So yeah, for me, performance like it's a must. Uh, Work hard, man. Yeah, you have to work hard. See, it's like, for example, look, now with the guitar, and I'm trying to, improve. Some teachers, some people are like, oh, just relax to play the guitar. Take it easy. If you are not talented enough, just choose a repertoire that you can play and be happy about it. What kind of loser mentality is that, man? That's like a wimp. Why would you put that in the minds of your student? That's a loser mentality. If you are not a virtuoso, you have to become one. Become a better, a superior person. You don't have to stay, content with what you are. You can become something else. Nobody borns and it's like, oh, I know everything now. That doesn't exist. All the people that you see that have a lot of money, or most of them, and some people, they have mom and dad, they are multimillionaires, and then that's just the way it is. But most of the people that you see that they are very successful on anything, they have a lot of money. There's a lot of work behind that. So really, for me, this idea that people hate, millionaires, they hate successful people. That is next level nonsense. To get to that level, you need to, it's a tremendous effort. You need to be smart, and you have to contribute a lot to whatever, the cause was. It doesn't have to be necessarily about saving the world, but the thing is, if you are multimillionaire, it's because you did something very well beyond what most people were doing, and you deserve praise, not hate. It's just insane that people hate successful people. I admire successful people. I try to learn from what they did, and I try to do it myself. So yeah, it's just a loser mentality, man. Like, I had nothing. You know how much money I was making in Cuba with the guitar, for example? $10 a month. That was my salary. That was my salary playing for a company that was performing in the most prestigious scenarios in Cuba. I performed in the Grand Theater of Havana, Cuba, one of the biggest, best, most beautiful scenarios and theaters in the entire country. I performed there multiple times, and I was making $10 a month. And just so you have an idea, because maybe you think that, things in Cuba are cheaper. That's why you make less money. No, the food in Cuba is about the same price as here, with the difference that you don't have it available. So to survive with $10 a month is just impossible. So I basically created a business where I was selling antennas that I was doing at my home for digital television, and I was making money with that. So I was working on my own. After graduating from an engineering degree, I didn't work as an engineer in Cuba because the salary was going to be less than $100 a month, okay? Actually, $100, $200 a month was considered to be a great salary in Cuba, if you were able to find a job that pays that much. So I come from that. So you have an idea, the difference. That's why just being here in the US, it's just a massive, massive difference. So that's why I'm excited about all this tech stuff, man, because this is just all living the dream. It's all good. So what's the best HDR game out of the box? I don't know. The thing is, there's one thing that people ask me sometimes, like, what is your favorite HDR game? If you're gonna recommend me a game, I got a new TV, new PC, which game should I try to be blown away? The thing is, man, when HDR is perfect, they are all equally as good. Yeah, some games, they are going to be more, they're going to showcase HDR more. Let's say, you have a cyberpunk, open world full of neon lights. That's a perfect case scenario for HDR to be great, right? But at the end, if you use, for example, Reno DX HDR mod to cyberpunk, it's going to look amazing. And if you try Reno DX for any game, really, it's going to look perfect. So there's no difference, really. There's no difference. They are all equally as good. Now, out of the box, perfect HDR game, I don't remember, really. There's always something wrong with it. Right now, in my head, I don't have any example. Of course, there's some examples that are good. So maybe someone in the comments share a good example, but I don't remember right now. I don't know. They're all a mess. AI, man. The games are unoptimized. You like So honestly, the thing is, I didn't play the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster because I actually finished it. I finished the game right before the remaster, and I'm not gonna play that again. It was not that good. When it comes to the story and all of that. So I rarely play a game more than once. Very rare. I mean, I remember GTA 5 playing it a lot of times, but I don't remember any other game really. So after I finish the game, for me, is done. But definitely for me, The Witcher 3 remaster, no, I don't want that. Okay, I just use the original, improve the textures, give them a lot higher resolution, and maybe improve the lighting a little bit. Add DLSS for me. Get better textures, fix the popping, add a much more higher draw distance, so there's little to no popping, and add DLSS, frame generation, all of that, and let that game run at 1,000 frames per second. That's what I want. So I don't care about them making the game run worse. I don't care because it looks great already. So, but yeah, it's. Do you think I lose a lot if I only use 4:2 limited and 10 bits HDR instead of full RGB 10 bits? Gaming Tech made a video showing the difference and limited on the on the on the PC or the console. He did it on the console. So you always want limited, or full. Okay, because if you use full and then limited on the TV, you're gonna crush blacks and clip the whites. That's not gonna look better. So he did a test, and limited had less shadow detail, and it was looking a little bit brighter, but kind of clipping the highlights. So full looks better, but it was like a very small difference. That to see the difference, you have to look at the images side by side. So don't worry too much about it. So I guess you have an older GPU that doesn't have HDMI 2.1, and you're using one of these TVs. Maybe I guess that's the situation. But you can try 60 hertz and see if you can notice the difference. Try 60 hertz, full RGB 10 bits, if it lets you do that. And then see if you can notice the difference between that and 120 hertz limited. Very hard to see that difference. So it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, use full if you can. Man, it's so hard to read the comments like this. I was not expecting this to be so small. Yeah, I really hated QD OLED. The thing is, I still hate the way the TV looks with lights. And my concern was that even on a dark room, I was gonna see the worst contrast. And I see. Okay, the WRGB OLED looks more black, and it keeps the contrast better even on a dark room. And the contrast is the most important thing. But the superior colors of QD OLED, and you still have perfect blacks, and the brightness of the colors is such a big difference. And also screen uniformity and the gradation of the colors. You have a lot less color banding. That is so important than the difference on the blacks and the way the screen looks. It's a trade-off that I would take for sure, because WRGB is just not even close. Not even close. But I still hate the way the QD OLED looks. Now, monitors, they are not as good as TVs. So maybe for monitors, if you get the latest WRGB monitor now, it's not gonna be a big difference with the TV. I don't think OLED is dead, man. Yeah. The thing is, that's the thing. Once I see the yellows and the fire on a QD OLED, I'm like, yeah, there's no going back from that. There's no going back from that, man. That's a problem. I want to see that. And with QD OLED, when you increase the brightness, you increase everything. You increase the colors too. So every time, the thing you have to understand with QD OLED is the brighter, the better. When you see on the internet any YouTube video, anyone telling you otherwise, like for example, oh, now this Samsung S95F is brighter, but the contrast is worse, that is nonsense. Okay, that is a lie. It is not true. With QD OLED, it's very simple. Which one is the brightest? That's the best. End of the story. Now, of course, you need to see if there's an issue with the calibration of the TV. If it's completely messed up, like ELTF tracking is a total mess. They said roller coaster. That's a problem. It could be brighter and look worse, that's for sure. But that's not the case. There's always some issues, but you can always, with settings, you can always get it okay. And if the calibration is okay, it doesn't need to be perfect. The brighter, the better. It's very simple. So with QD OLED, all you need is that the uniformity is not garbage, because whatever reason. Because the first generation QD OLED was better. The uniformity of the panel was better. When you look at a full screen grace, it was better, and they, for some reason, they made it worse. That's very important. So that's important to consider. But aside from that, refresh rate and how bright it is. That's all you need to know about QD OLEDs. Which one has the highest refresh rate, and which one has more brightness full screen and more brightness in the 10% window. Full screen brightness is more important. That's it. That's it. So never believe a comparison between I don't know S90C or S90F versus the S95D and telling you that the S90C is better or S90D is better than the S95F because of the contrast is better or whatever. That's next level nonsense. Okay, the brighter QD OLED is gonna be better by a mile, and it's not gonna be even close. Okay, so yeah, but the thing is, yeah. You see it in front of you, you're gonna see the difference. Now, the thing is, the matte finish absolutely sucks. So if there was no way to remove the matte finish, I would definitely get the S90F over the S95F. But it's still the S95F would be better, and it would look better significantly, even with the matte finish. But I hate the matte finish so much that I would not buy it if that was the case. So yeah. And Samsung said that they were gonna send me the TVs, but it seems like they didn't like my videos. I literally just smashed them, and I was gonna smash them anyway because of the matte finish. So I don't really care. If they don't want to send it to me, I'll buy it, and I'm gonna smash them. No one talks about the lack of 16:10 or 3:2 OLED monitors. You know, I don't see. I think I like micro LED modularity a lot. That idea that you can just do whatever you want. You have the smaller sections, and then you can rearrange them. Of course, you need a controller to drive the full screen, but that has big challenges like getting the alignment perfect and all of that. But the problem with different aspect ratios is the content. The games, 16:10, 16:9, that's not a big difference. That's gonna be relevant difference. But when you try to get it ultra wide, I do like ultra wide a lot. But when I try ultra wide gaming, the games look bad, man. They look wrong. The geometry is messed up. They would have to design the games, or at least have settings to adjust that perfectly. So I'm not going to sacrifice the geometry of the game. So my point is, having displays with different aspect ratios and dimensions, it's cool, but the content is not there for that. And when you try to mod the games, it's still not perfect. It's hard. So yeah, but I'm looking forward. Let me tell you, I'm looking forward to the curve. I'm still waiting for that TCL 8K RGB inkjet printed OLED that is glassless 3D and is curved in both directions, horizontally and vertically, curved towards you. That is such an amazing thing. Glassless 3D inkjet printed OLED. So the color saturation, we're talking about, pure self-emissive RGB perfect blacks, glassless 3D 8K. So when you use glassless 3D, you go down to 4K. Actually, that's why you need the 8K. So it is just very exciting. I don't know what happened with those monitors. They were announced like almost 3 years ago at this point, and TCL has not released that yet. I think there are issues with inkjet printed OLEDs. But yeah, I don't think that would be beneficial to have something else. Inkjet printer RGB OLED monitor will come in 2026 or 2027 again, and will beat the hell out of QD OLED in HDR, viewing in ambient light and text clarity. I hope so, man. I really hope, because the thing is, for sure, it's not going to have the issue with the blacks on a bright room. It's gonna look super black like the LG TVs. Well, LG TVs sometimes look kind of magenta, but it's gonna look better. The screen is gonna look great. But I've heard some say that inkjet printed suffers a lot near black, and it has a lot of issues. So if that's the case, I'm not so sure that it's gonna be a lot better than QD OLED. It does have, it's supposed to have higher full screen brightness. So that is very good, but it's supposed to have less peak brightness. So the thing is, QD OLED at that point in 2026, 2027, QD OLED is gonna be so advanced and so bright that how are you gonna beat that with the first? That's the problem. If you release a brand new technology right now, you're competing against LG that has been doing WRGB OLEDs forever, and now QD OLED that is getting better and better and super bright. So I think you have to really come out with a technology that is next level. I mean, something that is so good natively that even if you don't, even on the first iteration, you have to beat QD OLED. That's very hard, but it's gonna happen for sure. They know. And the other thing is, you have to understand that innovation and technology is in not always it comes out. Basically, there's a lot of technologies that get created that they are better quality than what we have, but it's not commercially viable because it's either too expensive to create the factories and the to create the infrastructure to start making them, or it is not as profitable, and all they care about is profit. It doesn't matter that there's a new technology that gets created and it is far superior when it comes to picture quality. They do the math, and if it doesn't make more money, it doesn't come out. And that is, of course, the sad part. I already put all the strings. Now I just need to make them tight. So I think I'm gonna do a live stream today at night or tomorrow with my PC. I'm gonna be playing Hell Is Us, and I'll keep doing the comments. Just need bigger, good options. Yeah, I think we need a bigger QD OLED. So if we get an 85 inch, we get a 77, 83, 97, 100 inch QD OLED. That RGB mini LED is gonna kill OLED. It will go away like immediately because it's just so much better. I mean, it's just not even close. Not even close. The only thing that RGB mini LED is gonna be better is full screen brightness. That's it. That's it. Of course, a little bit higher peak brightness, but when you have challenging scenes, QD OLED is just gonna look better in every way because RGB mini LED still has blooming and still has to dim the brightness of small highlights when you have a dark scene that is challenging. So forget about it, man. RGB mini LED, it's not better than OLED in any way. So we just need bigger QD OLEDs. We might never get them because it seems like it's a lot more expensive, and that's why it's not gonna happen. So FOMO said that the issue with the inkjet printer OLED is the brightness. Well, if he said that, that's what it is, because FOMO has contact with, and he speaks with all these companies. Actually, I am still, I've been to Vegas recently I traveled to Vegas for my vacations and all that. But CES next year is still on the table. The thing is, next year I want to go to competitions, and the competitions are usually February and June, the guitar competitions. So if I'm getting ready for a competition, I don't want to be a month before that spending a week without playing the guitar. But that doesn't have to be the case necessarily, because I can just buy a guitar like I did when I went vacations to Vegas. What I did was I just bought a guitar and used the guitar for that week, 2 weeks actually that I was there. And then I returned it and got my money back. Then I came back to, so I had a time to, before going to sleep, to practice a little bit. But the thing is, I might still go to CES, and the reason to go to CES is just to make some videos, of course, with a new stuff, and also to meet FOMO, Brian, and KG, whoever goes there, Vincent. And it would be cool to meet all the AV community content creators. I think it would be great. So yeah, it might happen. It might still happen. Oh, I want 3D so bad, man. Let me tell you, man. How many times have I said that I have a prototype? Man, I have to make that video. The thing is, it takes me so much time to get that set up. And I have to be careful because I already broke one prototype and they had to send me another one. I have a prototype that is basically an old active 3D glass. There's nothing different about it. Well, actually, there is something like there's a device to update the firmware and all that is separate. You connect to the glasses. But there's the secret sauce is that there is an additional device that you're gonna put on the TV to synchronize the TV with the glasses. And then there is a special player to convert anything to 3D. So it works with the glasses. The thing is, gaming doesn't work. So I'm gonna spend a lot of time to get the settings right. And I'm not gonna be able to use it because I don't watch movies. I don't have video movies on my PC that I watch. So it's like all that work just to make a video. I cannot play games like that. So that's why I haven't done that video. But I do have that, and I think for some people that might be very, very exciting because it could work with any TV really. It just needs to be calibrated for that with the settings that you have. So that is exciting. So I am big on 3D. I want 3D to be back. One of the biggest reasons I want to go to CES or any of these events is to be able to speak with these companies. And my message to these companies is motion clarity absolutely sucks on these TVs. You have to do something about it. And there are many things you can do, okay? And there's no justification to have worse motion clarity today than what we had before. And we have mini LED TVs that should have absolutely amazing flickering technologies. And I'm not sure they do. I would like to test some of these mini LED TVs that we have today to see what's going on with the motion clarity, because the reviews are not very excited about testing the flickering settings of these TVs. And that is something we are missing. But the thing is, Sony knows how to do it because I tested an old Sony TV that was perfect. When it comes to motion clarity, it was amazing. So why would you do worse today? Well, the thing I cannot accept is we have worse today in some areas than what we had before. That can never happen. Technology is supposed to be better and better and always evolve. And for some reason, when it comes to display technologies, there was a regression, big regression in some areas of picture quality. And motion was definitely one of them. So I want to go to CES and speak with some of the companies, and also say, hey, why not 3D? Just bring it back and make it better. Glassless 3D is possible. If you cannot go there, at least, do simulated 3D for gaming. Can you imagine that? That's just a no-brainer. You get a new QD OLED that has on the box, AI 3D gaming, something like that. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's a no-brainer. Which TV would you buy? The one that has simulated 3D for gaming, or the other one? It's like easy sell. It's a no-brainer. This company, they don't get it. Gaming sells, and features, new features for gaming, they sell a lot. They don't get it. So we need that. We need 3D. It's amazing. Okay, let me see what we got. So I'm gonna 4K. Man, we got a lot of questions. I'll do a stream of the PC. I'm gonna see better the comments, because like this is so hard to. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely. I mean, that's like main purpose. I mean, one of my main purposes is to go speak with LG and be like, there's no justification to eliminate completely one of the best features you've ever had on these OLED TVs. It was absolutely amazing on the LG C1, motion clarity, 120 hertz, 120 FPS, just flawless. The only thing that it needed was calibration. So when you turn on the feature, the gamma needs to be adjusted, so you don't crush blacks, it doesn't look significantly darker, and you need to calibrate the TV when you use that feature. That calibration is important. It needs to be done. And then, of course, it needed to be brighter, but guess what? G5 brightness, LG C1 120 BFI, it will be a no-brainer. Okay, I would not even care about how good QD OLED is. I would just go and get the G5. Okay, but they don't get it. So I have to hammer LG with that. Absolutely. I mean, that's like one of the biggest reasons for me to go and speak with these companies, especially LG, to tell them, wrong, big time wrong. Why did you eliminate it? OLED Motion Pro. So yeah, that's 100% my purpose there. I know they've been working in holographic image devices using OLED. I like it. I wanted to go to the Sphere when I was in Vegas. Not that bad. I thought the prices it was gonna be crazy. It was not that crazy, but it just didn't work with my schedule. I would like to see the Sphere from the inside, to see how that looks like. I like it, man. This idea of 3D. The thing is, VR is the best, but it's uncomfortable to use like the whole day. That's the thing with VR. I want to get into VR still. I have not tried the 5090 with my VR headset, and I will for sure. One thing I want to do is figure out VR settings and all that, all the mods and things to play Cyberpunk on VR, and all these mods that we can use to play all Unreal Engine games on VR and all of that. The thing is that unfortunately the VR mod scene is not free, and I'm not gonna make a video promoting a pay mod. I'm not gonna do that. It will never happen. So that's discouraging. But I definitely want to try to figure out VR, and then in the future, I'm gonna try to see if I can start getting review samples from VR headsets. I want to try them all, And at the end, even if I have to return them, that's okay. I want to try the highest end VR headsets because that's where you can try your, all that stuff. And at the end, I will decide, okay, which one is the best, which one I'm going to actually buy. Or maybe if they can just, if I can keep them, that'll be great. But at the end, I am not going to do anything with 10 VR headsets that are uncomfortable, that I cannot use and I cannot sell. That's not going to do anything good for me. So I really need to try them to see which one is the best. And then at the end, I would buy the one that's the most comfortable. But I'm thinking about a $2,000 plus VR headset to find which one is the most comfortable, that has less, chromatic aberration, distortion, that has the widest field of view, that is more comfortable to wear. Yeah, I want to get into VR because it's so amazing when it works. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. VR gaming is like next level. That's the thing, man. So the thing is, the reason why BFI has earned a bad reputation is because it sucks. Because when you turn it on, the brightness goes down, and that's gonna happen. But the biggest problem is not that the brightness goes down, is that the gamma looks wrong because they don't calibrate the TV with that feature. I would like to see the reference monitor with BFI on because it has to be accurate. It's a reference monitor. And the HX3110 with BFI on is supposed to be 1000 nits peak brightness still. So it goes from 4000 to 1000 because it's improving the motion 4x by reducing the persistence 4x. So it's supposed to look like 500 or 480 when you are getting 120 FPS. Of course, the reference monitor is not for gaming. But my point is, it is possible, and I would like to see it looking like reference. So that's one reason it has a bad reputation, because nobody likes their game looking, you're crushing blacks and then it's dimmer. Nobody likes that. And the other reason is because LG killed 120 BFI, and many of these TVs don't support that flickering technology at 120 hertz or 120 FPS. Then you can notice the flickering, and people don't like the flickering. I don't like the flickering either. So we need great implementation of that. And these TV companies, they should know that Blurbusters created this CRT simulation shader that can be implemented natively on the displays and be much better. And they can reach out to Blurbusters and work a deal with him. And I'm sure he's gonna be happy to have his invention implemented on all these TCL, Hisense TVs, LG. This can be implemented in OLED and mini LEDs, RGB mini LEDs. And it's so much better because it flickers significantly less. The gamma looks correct. It looks brighter, and you can have settings to adjust the brightness too. You can basically trade off more brightness, less motion clarity, less brightness, more higher motion clarity, lower persistence. So it is such a no-brainer. They need to understand that motion clarity for gaming is such a big thing. It's huge. It's one of the biggest selling points. People upgrade their PCs to get, 20%, 30% better frame rate. When we're talking about motion clarity, these technologies can improve the motion clarity 4x plus. Can you imagine your gaming experience goes up 4 times? How much would you pay for that? The thing is, most people don't know because they have not experienced the advantage. But once you get 120 FPS, the input lag is good. Okay, but they can make it work at 240 FPS. So if you're getting 240 FPS, and on top of that, you quadruple the motion clarity, Now you have amazing input lag, better than CRT motion, and it looks correct. I mean, it's just next level, man. It's next level. And also, not only that, this CRT simulation shader created by Blurbusters makes it possible to, in the future, they need to maybe improve it or something needs to be changed. But it is possible. They are already considering the possibility of having VRR with this working. And actually, NVIDIA already achieved flickering with VRR at the same time with the NVIDIA Pulsar gaming monitor. I want to try that. It's an LCD. Contrast is going to be garbage, but I want to try that because that monitor has a VRR range from 90 to 360 hertz, and it quadruples the motion clarity. So think about that. You're getting 90 FPS in your game, and it looks like 360. 360 looks very clear. And now you're getting 360 and 360 FPS. It looks better than a CRT. Better than a CRT with amazing input lag. So we need that. That's what we need for gaming. We need a big TV. We need a huge screen that looks amazing. That's self-emissive RGB, perfect blacks, incredible response time, but also incredible motion clarity. The bigger the screen size, the higher the motion clarity needs to be. I was blown away when I compared 55-inch with 65-inch. I had the S95C in the floor and the S90C back in the back. And I was playing a game with both TVs right there and moving the camera. The S95C 55-inch was looking significantly better in motion. Why? Because it was a smaller screen, and by being a smaller screen, you have less pixels per degree of view. So it's like in your phone, 60 FPS looks a lot better, a lot clearer than on a big TV. So the bigger the TV and the bigger the screen size, the more important it is to have a higher refresh rate and a better motion clarity. We need that. So bigger the better, but also the bigger, the better the quality has to be. You need better uniformity because the screen uniformity problem is going to be a much bigger problem with a bigger screen. But you also need better motion clarity, higher refresh rate. So we need that. So you still have a VT60 plasma. I need to hunt for one of these, man. I'm gonna get rid of the plasma I pick up for free. That's bad, man. This plasma is bad. Okay, I was not expecting, because this Pioneer Cure is from 2008. The difference between Panasonic and Pioneer, in 2008, it's just like Pioneer was like next level in comparison. It's just it's garbage in comparison. It's like, I was so disappointed. So it seems like, later Panasonic bought the Pioneer technology or patents or whatever, and they improve a lot. You still have the BT60. That's like one of the best plasmas, if not the best. I'm always hunting for one of those. So you didn't get it OLED anymore due to the lack of 120 BF5. I missed the C1. So I'm still rocking the BT60. Yeah, we need that back. It's gonna happen. I'll bring it back. We're gonna bring it back from the grave. I'm gonna talk to LG when I have a chance. That's for sure. Oh, you have the Pimax Crystal. Oh, that's a good one. I've seen reviews. That's one of the best VR headsets. That's how much is that one? Like $2,000? I think that's one of the most expensive ones. Yeah, that's what I need. I need one of those. I mean, VR is amazing, but the thing is, I need to find something that's comfortable that I can actually use. Because even if the VR headset is amazing, but it's uncomfortable, I cannot use it. That's why I need to try them more. Thank you very much. Check out my settings. You're happy with it. That's great. PSVR 2 is OLED, but so uncomfortable in my opinion. Mega Quest 3 is pretty good. Best VR I tried on my head, even though it's not OLED display. Yeah, that's the thing with VR headsets. The LCDs are very good when it comes to the motion clarity. They are incredible. It's actually the best motion clarity we've ever had. But it's LCD contrast. So the thing is, I need an OLED or I need perfect blacks. I need self-emissive perfect blacks, perfect contrast. I need to go with one of those. But I get it. When it comes to VR, comfort is number one. Like picture quality is second, but I want both. Let's see if we can find both. I think the WRGB should die, man. So S90F is better than the S90D in every way. It's brighter. Of course, it has better contrast. It has to. It's brighter. So again, when it comes to QD OLEDs, it's very simple. Which one is brighter, full screen, and peak brightness? And which one has the highest refresh rate? That's it. You don't need to evaluate anything else. Now, of course, check if there's an issue with the calibration or something, but don't believe anybody that tells you otherwise. It's just nonsense. The S90F is like a better S95C. I already saw that the S95C was better than the S90D when it comes to the impact, the HDR impact. Now the calibration of the white balance and the colors on the S90D is better, significantly better. So I don't know about the S90F, but I like a lot the calibration of the S90D. I like it a lot. I think it's the best I've seen out of the box. Just amazing. But I changed all the settings anyway, but the white balance is the same. Okay, let me okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad to hear that. Check out the settings, you like it. Okay, let me see about this. They were supposed to get a Samsung update to fix HDRG, so far nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I'm not going to. So I said it. I'm not going to update my firmware. But maybe, have you tried the settings I shared? Maybe the firmware update issue is not going to be an issue with my settings. Yeah, so you think, I think we need NVIDIA to endorse these TVs. Can you imagine? I would really get excited. RGB mini LED pulsar TV. Can you imagine that? From 90 to 360 hertz, 4 times better motion clarity with VRR calibrated, and RGB mini LED is so bright that actually they can go higher than 4 times the motion clarity. They can go crazy with that. Can you imagine that? You get an 85-inch RGB mini LED, 8,000 nits. Now you quadruple the motion clarity and you go from 8,000 nits to 2,000. That's still amazing. That's still amazing. And full screen brightness is like 1,200 nits. You quadruple the motion clarity, you have to reduce the brightness at least 4x. So 1,200 divided by 4 is 3 por 4, 12, so it would be 300 nits. 300 nits, full screen. That's better than my S90D. Significantly better. 300 nits full screen, 2,000 nits peak brightness. RGB mini LED color gamuts, and the contrast, with the mini LED should be great. So that's just, it's just a no-brainer. It's just a no-brainer. They have to do that. They have to do that. And also on top of that, get the glassless 3D technology with that too. The whole package. Glassless 3D, RGB mini LED, Pulsar, VRR, BFI at the same time. Like these companies, they don't see that. Like I don't get it. If they don't see the potential of that, I mean, these TVs, they would sell out. Like they would not be able to make enough of them. It's that simple. It's just no brainer. Best display in the world to play games. You have to buy one. So that they don't get it. I don't think they understand the potential there. That's why I would love to speak with these companies, because I don't think they have a clue about what gamers need, and I don't think they really know how much money gamers have. Gamers have $10,000 command center. That's where the money is. These companies need to know. They need to target the $10,000 command center community. Okay. Oh man. So there's already a fix in the US. So the great George is saying that in the US, the firmware with HGIG fix is available for a month. So it has been there for a month. Again, I took mine offline. I appreciate you shared that, because I'm going to try to confirm. If that's the case, then I'm going to make a video. I would update the firmware and then make a video about it. We need, look, I'm going to go to this. If I go to CES, I'm going to be like, listen, there is a $10,000 command center community out there that you need to target. That's where the money is. You want to sell 116-inch RGB mini LED? Nobody's going to buy that to watch a 24 frames per second garbage-looking Blu-ray movie, okay? That doesn't make any sense, okay? You have that huge TV with amazing picture quality is for gaming. The only way you can fully take advantage of a display is with gaming, and specifically with gaming on a PC. These companies need to understand that. You cannot fully utilize the brightness and the colors with movies. Okay? Most movies are garbage looking. They have compression, okay? You cannot get a pure, raw, uncompressed picture quality, and you cannot get the perfect brightness that the display needs to do the best tone mapping or the HGIG or whatever. So, and the colors, you cannot get all the BT2020 colors. So you have a RGB mini LED that is supposed to be 100% BT2020, and then you're watching a movie that's 300 nits SDR colors, full of compression, looking like garbage. It's a waste of money. It just doesn't make any sense. Gaming is where it's at. Gamers there's a lot more gamers that would be interested on something ridiculous like that than people to watch just movies or TVs. There's a lot of TV people and TV enthusiasts. There's a lot of people who have like high-end audio systems and all of that in home theaters. But I think gamers are beyond that. And also those people that have the home theater setup, they are also gamers. So it's like, it's very hard. I find hard to believe that someone is going to have a $20,000 audio, gear, and a $20,000 TV, and they don't play games, and they don't have a gaming PC. I find that hard to believe. It's like, so that's the target audience. That's what these companies, I don't think they understand that. We are the target audience for their TVs. Gamers have the money. Gamers have the money. That's what they don't get. Just think about this. You get your PS5 Pro, whatever it costs you. Let's say you got it discounted for $500, $600. Okay. How many games do you have? 100 games in total? How much money is that? $60 per game. $60 multiplied by 100. That is $6,000. And games only. Okay? It just, that's where the money is. These companies don't get it. Gamers have the money. It's just, yeah, S95F. You have both. That's what I see. I mean, the people who have the crazy $10,000 setup, they do everything. They do everything. They have in gaming is, I think gaming is the way to see that. Nobody that has 100,000. I don't think so, man. I think out there's a lot of command centers. I mean, just go. I think there's a lot of people. I mean, look at Linus. Look at Linus' videos. Linus Tech Tips. He goes to see how much was it? Like 720-inch screen or something like that, micro LED screen that they use for Hollywood, productions and all of that. And what is he trying to do? What is the selling point of that video? That he's gonna go there and he's gonna play a game on that screen. That's what matters. He doesn't care about anything else. He just want to go to the the biggest, baddest display in the entire planet, and he wants to play a game. That's where it's at. That's just what it's all that matters, actually. But of course, I have a bias, as you can see. Oh man. So let me get my strings tight, so I don't have to keep going up high and high after I replace the strings to get them tight. Yeah, we'll do another live stream. I'll finish in a moment. We'll do another live stream tomorrow night or today or tomorrow. And I will hang around. Look at that. We have a $15,000 command center in the chat. And that's not even with a Jensen PC. I mean, it's 25 a game bought per year. Look at that. So the YouTube channel doesn't make a lot of money unless I take a sponsor. So the sponsor videos that I have right now, they are going to pay me total $1,400. I have 3 sponsored videos. They're gonna pay me $1,400. So that's 3 videos. But the YouTube channel, the maximum I have earned in a month has been like 500 and something, 600. But recently with almost no videos, actually, I've been like a video a week. It's like 240, less than $300. So it's not a lot. Unless I take sponsored videos, I don't make a lot of money on YouTube. And I say no to all the sponsors. I could be making a lot of money. I actually had a sponsor that was going to pay me $300 per video. But I had to have an ad on every single video. And the problem is when they are paying you, they want to tell you how many videos you have to do. And I'm like, no, I'm the boss here. Nobody tells me how many videos I have to make or what I have to say. I do whatever I want. So I don't want your money. I don't care. So that's the thing. So I am very, very tough with the sponsors because they want to control you. And I'm like, no, you're not going to tell me when I have to make the video. See, here are the rules. I have put the rules because when the sponsor reaches out to you, they want you to sign a contract. They want to put rules. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I am the boss. This is my YouTube channel. I am gonna tell you what the rules are. And number one, I'm not gonna sign a contract. Number two, I make the video whenever I want, and I'm gonna say whatever I want. And if you don't like it, I'm gonna return the product back. I'm not going to even modify the video or repeat the video again. That's how it works. You send me the video whenever I want. I'm gonna try my best because you're paying me money. It's going to be a sponsored video. I'm gonna try to sell your product. But if you don't like it or you want me to change something, I am not gonna change it. I'm gonna send your product back. So basically, when I decide to release the video, and if I decide to release the video, because if you send me something that doesn't work or the product breaks or I don't like it, it's going back and I'm not making the video either. So I am very tough with sponsors and I try to say no to all the sponsors because I just want to do whatever I want. I don't want to have the pressure of, oh, you have to make a video, you know, these days or whatever. Because even after I tell them all of that, and they say, okay, whatever you say, they send me the product and they're like, do you have a time frame for when are you gonna make the video? I'm like, before the end of the year. And then they are like, well, I'll be a little bit late. Could you please try to make it by this month or this? And like, I told you, you don't tell me when. That's on me. So you see, it's tough. It's tough to make videos. So basically, for me to make a lot of money with the YouTube, I have to bend the knee and do whatever they want and be controlled by them. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm doing here whatever I want. I much rather make $200 a month with the support of the community, with members. That's the best $200 I can make than making a lot more money and being a slave of these companies. I'm like, no. I appreciate your business. Thank you very much, but I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I'm gonna say whatever I want. That's how it works with me. So yeah. Will you get the high-end VR when the next Valve headset is released? So what I want for VR headsets is to get review samples because I think that's a very, very hard thing to decide because it's about comfort. So how do I know just by looking at the specs? Oh yeah, it has higher resolution, better contrast, whatever. But how do I know if I'm going to feel good with them, if it's gonna be comfortable? So I think reviews for a VR headset, you have to try them yourself. And of course, you can buy one and return them if you don't like it, but I don't like to do that. So what I want with the VR headsets is to get them for review. One of the main reasons to go to CES is to get some emails from these companies, like, for example, the VR headsets, and be like, okay, I have a YouTube channel. I want to get a high-end VR headset, but I need to try them. I need to get some review samples, spend a month with them or more, and then I'll return it back. Or if I like them, I would buy them. That's what I want. So I don't know. I don't know because the next Valve might be great, and it might be uncomfortable for me. So I don't know. Is that gonna be an OLED or an LCD? Because I need perfect blacks. I need perfect blacks. I would still try an LCD headset if it's very good, but there's no going back from perfect blacks, man. It just bothers me so much if it's not, LCD contrast. If the contrast is not good, it's just not good, man. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I get it. I recognize that the way I'm handling the sponsored videos is not the best way. It's not even fair. But that's how I'm doing it. I'm just letting you know. Actually, I am not. See, there's an option when you are a YouTuber. There's an option to have your email public and to have your statistics public, so other companies reach out to you. I have that turned off. I am not promoting to any company to reach out to me for sponsor videos. I have not promoted that. It's not that I don't want that. I would like to do it with products that are related to the channel. So I don't know, sponsor video for a VR headset. Yeah, I want to buy a VR headset anyway. So I can easily, talk about how great is a VR experience, and that everyone needs that. And that's my opinion anyway. So send it to me. That would be a great sponsor video. But a sponsor videos about things that are unrelated to the channel, it's like people are not subscribed for that. But I need to do it because I need to buy the S95F and I need to build a second PC for streaming. So I need to take that. I need to take sponsor videos. But yeah, I'm not being fair. This is not the way you do it. This is not the way you get successful in this business. I am fully aware of that. But yeah, that's just how I'm doing it. So I'm doing it. Okay, so let's see, what is this? Let me read it. So hi again. I don't know if you want to answer it, but I try. I got a plasma. I love the picture, but I did some testing and found out it's emitting a lot of EMI, EMF, or dirty electricity. I see dark. I don't know. I have no clue about that. That might be true. The thing is that the same plasma I got, the PZ80U? I think that's the same model that I got. That plasma looks like garbage. So I would just get rid of it because it looks bad. If it's the same plasma that I got, I think the model looks similar. I didn't recommend that plasma. I said this plasma is just garbage, and I'm gonna get rid of it. Probably gonna give it away. It's very bad. The power consumption is like 640 watts, which is crazy. I have to say, for me, thank you, Patrick. You say, really hoping the channel will grow even more so we can get review sample for everything. You deserve it. Well, thank you very much. So for me, the ideal company is MSI, because MSI has sent me the products and say absolutely nothing. It's like, okay, can you send me this product? Yes, we can send it to you. Here it is. We need one video at least, and we need you to have the model of the product in the description of the video. We need you to list what is the name, what's, MSI, MPG, 271, QRX, whatever that is. I'm like, okay, that's it. I make the video. They do not tell me, good job, bad job, we like it, we didn't like it, nothing. There's no feedback whatsoever. Oh, thank you very much. I send them, okay, here's the video that I did. Okay, thank you. That's it. That is it. So basically, I say whatever I want, whenever I want. It's like perfect. That's exactly what I need. I need a company that tells me, okay, I'm going to send you the product. We need one video, and that's it. Okay, it's up to you. You're the content creator. You can do with whatever you want. That's it. So MSI is just the best company. They have sent me already a monitor, the case, the power supply. What else? Of course, the fans for the case and all of that. The GPU, I bought it myself. The 5090 MSI. I bought it with my own money. So yeah, they sent me other monitors that I two more monitors that I returned it. But MSI was the best. Like literally, you can say whatever you want. No commentaries, nothing. We will know when you have a sponsor because you will get a haircut and wear a suit. Yeah, I need to get a haircut, man. I'm like, this is not, it's uncomfortable already. So the way I do it is I let it grow, and once it's uncomfortable, then I use the one. I have a one, and I just get rid of it, and it lasts me for like 6 months. So that's how I do it. I promise you, once you get the S95F and try it, you will change your mind to remove the coating. It is really not the issue. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try it how it comes before I remove the coating, just in case it has an issue and I need to replace it, which is a high chance that it has an issue because it's Samsung. So I'm gonna try it with the coating for like 3-4 weeks maybe, and most likely I will remove the coating. Yeah, man. But yeah, I get it, man. The thing is, it's such a great TV that even with the coating, the picture quality, I mean, TV is garbage. Don't get me wrong, but the picture quality is great. RGB micro LED. No, the channel is not gonna. I don't think about changing the name. Oh yeah, the feedback is they keep sending me or not. Well, that's a good point. But I always make it clear when I make a video, they send me the product, I'm keeping it. I make that very clear. I am happy about this product. I like it, and I like that it's mine. So there is a bias there, 100%. It is not the same if they send me a product that I get to keep, that if I have to return it back. It is not the same thing. But at least it's not a sponsored video. It's a review. They are not paying me for the video. The payment is basically you get to keep the product or not. If I don't get to keep the product, then there's no payment at all. But there's definitely a reward, and a reward is they would send me something else. So there's always a bias. I have a bias anyway. I know what I like and what I don't like. What I'm not gonna do is to sit down and say that LCD is better than OLED. It doesn't matter how much they pay me. And there are some companies that I would never take money. It doesn't matter how much they pay me. For example, Apple, I don't care. Apple can literally tell me, we're going to pay you $2,000 for a video. And I'll be like, no, Apple sucks. Okay, pay me $3,000 and I'll make the video. So yeah, there's always a price, but you get the idea. It's like, no. No. So the 9800X3D, the person who said I was gonna send it to me, he said that I asked. It was like 2 weeks ago when he said he was gonna send it. And it hasn't arrived yet. So I asked him, and he said that he was out of town. That he's going to send it. I'm like, okay, and I'm not hurrying. I want it badly, but you know, I don't want to get my hopes up. But for some reason, I don't know why I believe that's true. Because it's kind of crazy. Who is gonna send you the 9800X3? It's like too much of a gift. But for some reason, the things that he said, like, you know, I just want you to use it. Don't sell it, please. It's just all I'm gonna ask you. Just don't sell it. That makes sense. That's what I would say too. So I don't know. I think I will give you $10 to say we are the best. Yeah, Apple sucks big time. I would never take money from Apple. It's like next level. So yeah, I'm done with the guitar. Let me I'll finish the stream, this one. I'm gonna make a guitar stream where I play. Talk about the things that I've been talking about on my guitar channel. And then I'm probably gonna take a shower, eat something, and then I might do another stream gaming. Or if I don't do it today because I'm tired, I might do it tomorrow. And I need to make a video. I need to make a sponsored video this weekend because it has been a very long time already, like almost 2 months. And yeah, I want to get that out of the way already. So need to make that at least. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So thank you very much. Anyone has a dire comment? Hey KG, how's it going? Tech with KG, what's up? Just showing some love. Thank you very much. I'm thinking about buying a gaming PC, but I'm torn between 5070 Ti with Ryzen 7 7800X3. That's the best value combo right now. Build at 1600 or 5070. No. Get the 5070 Ti for sure. It's a big difference. No. Go 5070 Ti 7800X3D right now. That's the best. Yeah. Not even close. Also, I was gonna make a video. 5090s. They are down to almost MSRP, and you can almost buy them at that price. It's crazy, man. Like $2,000 just for the GPU. The GPU doesn't play games by itself. You need to still buy the PC. But yeah, the 5070 Ti is the one. I think that's the one. And the 7800X3D right now is like $320, I think, if I remember. It's the best. But good luck getting one. I don't think it's that easy to. I'm not sure if they are readily available. But yeah, that's the combo to get. So I'm sure you did your research because that's the one. So yeah, spend the more money, man. You get your high-end TVs. They need that. You need that. So yeah, definitely go for it, man. Go for it. KG, thank you very much for stopping by, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. Let's see what people think. We have a lot of experts here in the chat. Maybe someone has. Yeah. People. Yeah. People know. George has the 7800X3D and a 5090. So George knows that. 5070. Yeah, 5070 Ti is the GPU. So I mean, that's a no-brainer, KG. Just give them all the money. Send NVIDIA the check. And you're gonna be happy. So I mean, let's leave it there. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make another stream. See if I can make the sponsor video and then another video. Maybe I'll do a 5090 video. They're available everywhere. It's too much money, man. It's crazy money. But yeah, it is what it is. $10,000 command center. That's actually not that difficult. You can easily spend $10,000. So I mean, the thing with AMD is FSR4 is better, and now we have I think this OptiScaler mod that allows you to inject that or change many games to have FSR4 or something like that. But still, DLSS is better. So it's just hard because when you compare performance, FPS, it's not the whole story. It's like, okay, but how good it looks. So for me, the upscaling is the most important thing because nowadays you have to use upscaling. Or even if you're gonna use DLAA, just native 100% resolution, NVIDIA looks better. So the thing is, you want a GPU that looks the best. That's the thing. So it's not about the performance per dollar. It's about what looks the best because we are paying money for quality. So which one has the best quality? So that's why I would go NVIDIA, but the 9070 XT is a good GPU for sure. AMD always has the value. See what KG said before we end the stream. With you on the LCDs, by the way, I turned down both TCL and Hisense. Only one I'm thinking about taking is U7 or QM7 because that less than an OLED, but anything more than OLED makes zero sense to review to me. So I appreciate you say that because these mini LED TVs sometimes are as expensive as a QD OLED, and it's like the only thing that could be better is the brightness, especially the full screen brightness. But aside from that, the thing is, these Samsung QD OLEDs are so cheap, especially when you wait for Black Friday and all that. At least at MSRP, these mini LED TVs, they have to be so much cheaper to even consider, because you get an OLED. If you're gonna spend similar amount, you get an OLED. And I appreciate you say that, because sometimes I see a TV review that is ignoring about an LCD or mini LED that's ignoring the existence of OLED. It's like, yeah, that might be a good TV, but if you get an OLED, that's even better. So it's like, it makes no sense. Yeah, LCDs are not, they can't compete. Yeah, I think when I had the chance to speak with D-Nice, with Dwayne, he immediately said it's still an LCD. Yeah, it's gonna have LCD issues. So yeah, no. He was like, yeah, no, it's not gonna be better than QD OLED. Yeah, it's gonna have, of course, the color volume is gonna be crazy with all that brightness, the color gamut, but still LCD issues, man. Yeah, I would honestly, if Apple give me $5,000, I will make a video and I will bend the knee for 5,000. But I'll let you know that. I'm gonna let you know that. So I'll be honest about it. But yeah, for $5,000, I would definitely bend the knee. Why not? But then I'll still crap about it. Gaming Tech is already he's already praising Apple with no money. He doesn't even need money for that. We lost the Gaming Tech, man. Yeah, I think one of the reasons, actually, I have to say, stopping the live streams with the Gaming Tech was not good. Was not good for the channel, because to having to do a live stream every week with Gaming Tech and also with Adam, that was like a big reason to stay, in the news and stay up to date. So yeah, we need to go back. The thing is, Gaming Tech is making a lot of money, so he already he's at another level. So he's just making too much money. It's like, no, I cannot do live streams with you anymore, Ariel. I am on another level right now. Yeah. Oh, we can do one live stream one of these days. KG, you know what I would like to do with you, KG? When you get one of these mini LED TVs, let's check out the flickering tech. I would like to know how good they are. So we can do like a live stream dedicated to that, to the flickering tech. Just, open the UFO test in some games and determine exactly how good is the motion clarity and how it looks, and all of that. I think that would be great, because we are missing that from the TV reviews that we have. The flickering option is always like, oh, it looks darker, so don't even try it. It's not worth it. And I think that is doing a disservice to that technology, because it could be very good, but if these companies see, okay, nobody cares about it, reviewers never talk about it, nobody likes it, they don't work on it and they don't give it importance, and that's why it sucks. So we need to give it, we need to be fair and give it a shot and see how good it is. If it sucks, well, it sucks, but it might be good, and sometimes we don't even mention that. So I think that's something I would like to check out with you. And you have the C1. You like the C1 for BFI. You told me. So yeah, if LCDs still have the BFI, I would like to know which one is the best. What is the best TV that has the best 120 BFI? I would like to know that. I think that's very important. So yeah, let's leave it there, man. Thank you very much for stopping by. We'll do another one. I'm gonna see if I can make 2 videos this weekend for the channel and a live stream. Let's see if we can do it. But I need to play the guitar too, so I'm gonna do another live stream for the guitar channel too. I'm on fire, man. I'm practicing right now. My fingers are moving fast, so I need to keep it up. I need to keep the momentum. Okay, so let's leave it there. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'll see you in the next one.